Don't be offended by the truth. They be offended because you called out the truth. Simple as that. They don't want to hear any other narrative that makes them look bad.
One thing I can't stand at this big grown age is somebody who acts like cause and effect does not exist. Like, yes, your actions caused this outcome. Yes, what you did lit the match. Like, why are you surprised and playing victim?
Guys, Chico, they never lie.
That's how you know somebody doesn't respect you. They listen to reply, not to be understood. They cut you off. They minimize what actually matters to you. They laugh at your boundaries, and then they call you sensitive when you try to hold the line. They show up late, they cancel last minute, forget the things you've told them, because in their world, your time, your energy, even your voice aren't a priority. They're just an option. You see, there are two kinds of people. Those who adjust when they realize they've actually hurt you, and those who expect you to adjust so they don't have to change. You don't need to be disrespected loudly to be disrespected deeply. Sometimes you'll see it. It's just in their tone, in their patterns, in the silence after you're known. Respect isn't what they say when they're watching. It's how they act when they think you'll.
The flow insane, take my spot, so the range. Shoot my shot with perfect aim. 3rd degree, that perfect flame. Ain't no sleep, that's the game. Oh, so southern, that's the slang. When they see me, that's the main. Chasing checks and fly like planes. Big old stick, I bought a cane. Flick my wrist and bought the ring. I'm so boss, we're not the same. Paid the cost and kept the change. Now I'm walking Hall of Fame. And I reside in the cloud. Grand wishes with these bitches. Taking pictures with the crowd, and I'm out.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Peace and blessings to the good people. Happy Sunday. How's everybody doing? I normally don't come on Sundays like that. I alternate. It just really depended on the mood. I came across something that rubbed me the wrong way. I said, I'm going to go ahead and close the weekend out on this note. Shout out to my poets, writers, content creators. Salutes to the good peoples of YouTube that's been coming out, showing love to the channel. Real. I appreciate everything, every view, every like, every comment. Let's continue to run them numbers up, man. Like, share, repost, hype. Let the people know that we are here. We are amongst the 5% that is trying to wake the people up. There's no script. We're not biased. We have no desire to fit in with the regular people, with the popular people. This ain't going to be a pretty conversation. So I hope you got your adult clothes on, because I'm just now seeing this and hearing about it for the first time. So I didn't want to wait another day or two before I addressed it myself. Everybody else has already had their opinions. I'm going to bring this up on the big screen. Most of y'all probably already familiar with it. Like I said, this is brand new to me. Apparently, I'm gonna play this clip, and then I'm just going to get into my thoughts on the whole matter. This is just one of many of them. I could have grabbed 20 different videos. This one I felt like was adequate enough. So let's just roll the footage.
Man, when we mess something up, man, we mess up something good for everybody. For everybody. So now it's been announced on the news today. It was announced yesterday But I seen it on the news today, Texas news, that the Houston Rodeo is implementing a new dress code because of all the things that's recently happened this rodeo of 2026. You guys know how long the rodeo has been around, man. Rodeo's been around before a lot of y'all was even born, thought of, before y'all moms and dads was even born. But in 2026, we had to just go mess it up. Now with all of the weird stuff that's going on down there with our own people, it's always us, man. It's always us that take something good and mess it up. That's the reason why a lot of the clubs in the neighborhoods are closed down because people are moving their clubs to different cities and states because it's always something going on at the clubs with our people that's messing up the whole entire establishment. You take the Houston Rodeo, for example, a multi-billion-dollar a year company, multiple vendors there, small children, farmers, church people, like judges, lawyers, people in high places. And we got to go down there with little bitty, skimpy little shorts on so the little bitty kids can see this stuff, man. We take something so good and mess it up. And then we do this stuff and act like it's cute. And then we get online bragging about how good we was looking, how I'm a baddie. You're not a baddie. A baddie don't have to do all that. If a person claims that they're a baddie, you don't have to do all that extra stuff to get attention, being thirsty. Nobody really cares about that stuff. But the thing is, now the Houston Rodeo is implementing a new dress code. Whatever happened to just a nice pair of shorts, a pair of cowboy boots, and a nice little cowboy hat? Or a nice pair of jeans, even though it's hot sometimes, a nice pair of jeans, a nice pair of shorts or something. So now the rodeo is saying, no, we're not going for that anymore. You know, I know the rodeo want to say a lot of stuff, but they can't legally say it without getting in trouble. But I can say it. It's our people, man. It's always our people that's taking something and messing it up good, messing up something so good. And I really don't care what nobody say. If you offended by what I say, then you're one of the ones I'm talking about who don't care how you leave the house looking, have no respect for little children, man. But yeah, that's really all I gotta say, man. It's a shame that we can't have nothing good, man. And then y'all hear about what happened this spring break weekend at the rodeo. Once again, our people, the footage shows it. Our people right there again, acting the fool, just pulling out pew pews, fighting, pulling knives out. It's the same stuff, man. Like, what is going on, man? Man, when we mess something up, man, we mess up something good for everybody.
It can't be helped. It's unavoidable. And at this point, it don't really matter how many times we've reiterated. You know how difficult it's going to be trying to restructure the mindset of somebody who has been programmed to victimize themselves in every way possible. Couple things that I want to address here. This is sad. It's not funny. It's nothing to troll about. It's absolutely insulting, honestly. When I first seen the story, I'm scrolling TikTok and I see Houston insert, and I'm curious. I click on it, and here you are. Something that's supposed to be family friendly, yet again, turns into something overly sexualized, turns into something that has nothing to do with kids going to have a good time, pops and grandmas and mimas going to have a good time. It turns into a real live pop your balloon, Uncle Luke, Freaknik. Every time you hear a white person or you hear someone say typical suspects, we get defensive, we get aggravated, we trade shots back and forth with the other person. But we're not pointing the finger at the actual culprits. We don't want to address the problems that are right there in front of our face. Now, we can be honest, Black women aren't the only ones that's out here overly sexualizing themselves. We know that for a fact. And that's what I came here to say. It's not just us. Most ethnic backgrounds that's been modernized, they operate under the same pretenses. So we can stop with the narratives and the stigmas. Yes, we do mess up a lot. We are responsible for destroying barbecues and anything that is good. Half the time, we cannot stay in one space for no longer than 30 minutes before everything is yellow taped off. Baffles me because I don't know how, at this point, as old as we are, we still haven't figured out how to get it right. Shout out to P. I see you over there on IG. Appreciate you for tapping in. We can't ever, and I mean ever, hold each other accountable for nothing. If you get a Black man or a Black woman on social media speaking against the culture, what's accepted and what should be rejected, you have a problem. If you say or do anything that opposes lewd and egregious behavior, it's a problem. You're not one of us. You don't belong. In all actuality, you're enabling behavior that you want people to ignore. I've seen Asians, I've seen Hindus, I've seen Afghanis, I've seen Jamaicans, I've seen every color under the sun. Any female, any race of female in the West. I'm not saying all of you, but every skin complexion that has touched the West, any of these ideologies, you definitely have conducted yourself in the same behavior as at this festival. See, we talking about the rodeo, but this started even before this by us turning our head and saying it's not our business. It's her body, her choice. We basically forfeited our rights to stand against anything that is going to be influential to these little kids that's grown up doing the exact same things, dressing the same way, talking the same way, same cycle over and over and over again. And I watched a few of these videos. Y'all should be ashamed of yourself. You should really be ashamed of yourself. Some of you are proportionately disproportionate to the garments that you're putting on. Some of you are definitely in the realm of reason, but even with all of that said, this wasn't the place nor the time for that. Y'all all grown ass women, all of you. You know better. You know better. Did you fly to Houston just so that you could be a harlot? Degrade yourself, trick off? Did you think you were going to find the love of your life? Or were you looking for a hookup, an opportunity? What was your purpose of going? Was it just to have fun, or were you looking for something when you took your plane ticket, you took your gas money, you got in the car, you got on the plane, and you flew and you drove X amount of hours to go on vacation there, leaving your boyfriend or your husband at home, telling them, I'm going here just to have fun with my girls. It's going to be a girls' trip. And then I come to see that y'all having gangbangs in a car. Y'all gang banging in the car. Like during the festival, y'all just letting it all out, huh? Y'all don't give no cares. You don't give a rat's ass that you're in general population. People going to and fro to have fun, to enjoy the scenery, to enjoy the culture, and to see things they didn't see before. Maybe some of these people are first time visitors, and then they just so happen to walk past this random car, and it's four sisters, two sisters, and two brothers, four brothers. Y'all just fucking broad daylight, out and about, ass all out in the air in the general public. And then you wonder why you have so many people saying, we point the finger at you. This is your behavior. This is your thing. Stereotypes exist for a reason. They say it for a reason. Now, yeah, they post the worst of us a lot on social media. I will give you that. They absolutely post the worst of us. I barely see the positive stuff because there's a lot of smart black men and women doing some marvelous things, but you don't see it. And if you do see it, people rarely support it or repost it or share it. They show you the black kid getting killed by the black kid. They show you all that shit. Where do you think stereotypes come from, people? We all got our hands in the sinner's jar. What did you think this was? You thought you was the only one that was getting called out for your stuff? You think that out of 8 million people on this planet, that black people are the only ones that's being targeted for their ignorance and for their misbehaviors and their patterns and their toxicity? No, you're not. But you will be exposed and called out for them when they need to be, because they need to be. What are we doing? You know better. You know that event is not for you to be trying to meet your soulmate, my nigga. That's some Mardi Gras type shit. That's some club stuff. That's beach wear. When you got your ass out the bottom your cellulite hanging out the bottom of the shorts and out of the skirts. Do y'all understand what fashion is? Do you understand what decorum is? Do you know the difference between having respect for yourself and others and just basically saying, you know what? I don't really care. I don't care if there's a baby in that stroller. I don't care if it's a 13-year-old walking with mom and dad. I don't care if it's a 5-year-old. If I want my ass cheeks and my titties hanging out, I'm going to have them hanging out. Y'all be having the nerve to blame the parents. Well, they shouldn't be here. You should have control over your kid. What the fuck are you talking about? What? What do you mean? Excuse me?
How dare you?
So, oh, my bad. I thought the Houston Rodeo, I thought these particular events were specifically for family. This was not for your perverted off-screen Pornhub shit. You want to make movies, you want to do OnlyFans content, do it in your own privacy. Then you get mad when you get called out. You get clipped, cropped, turned into memes. A lot of you women out there that went to that event, shout out to the ones who came proper. They knew how to present themselves according. They didn't have everything shown, because you don't have to show everything to be sexy or attractive or alluring. You can draw the same attention with clothes on, without. It's almost like you still don't get it. What are we doing? Y'all don't feel bad either. I know you don't. You wanted a viral moment. I seen one lady on there. She had to have been over 200 pounds. She had, it looked like she had on a Daisy Duke thong. Like the joints was like up her crack like this. You know, like usually them joints, you have them like right here on the sides, but her shit was like this. And she was a big joint. And if you over your BMI, you're not healthy. For one. For two, it's nasty to look at. Nobody wants to see that, my nigga. Just like you clown short dudes and dudes who are balding and all that, we don't want to see that. I don't even want to see attractive or anyone who is actually in shape with all this stuff out like that, because to me that means you don't have no control over yourself or your thoughts over how you respect people, how you treat your friends and family. It go way deeper than just how you dress. You have no business going out here in public like that. You already know how the world feels about black women, about the culture. You already know how you are supposed to conduct yourself out in public. Do you go to your job like that? No. No, you don't. And the only reason I'm saying this is because y'all got in the fights, y'all got the shooting out there. I wonder how that started. How did the fighting start? Who started shooting? What was the arguments over? Was it that big of a deal? Who looked at you wrong? Who stepped on your shoes? Who did you try to talk to? Who did you bump into? It's always some petty, childish, immature shit. Every event, black people can't go nowhere without it being a problem. But then y'all got the nerve to call the based men and women who don't be about that drama and all that. You call them corny and cheesy and just that. But guess what? They ain't got records. They ain't going to jail. They ain't losing their jobs. They ain't made a whole fool out of themselves. You would rather go viral on social media with your cheeks out for being there with your cheeks out than going viral for standing up for women's right, for correcting women and their behaviors and their attitudes and the way they treat each other and the way they treat men. And you would advocate for all the negative stuff, but when it comes to supporting the positive stuff, you ain't nowhere to be found. Why are you there with all of that out? Why is it that every time we have anything or there's anything that is open to the public, as soon as we arrive anywhere, and it's not the men and the women, it's the niggas. It's always the niggas. Y'all ain't got no home training. You spent you took little Kim's ideologies and you adopted them. You went from being her in the fifth, sixth, seventh grade, and you ain't let it go. You ain't evolved. You ain't grow up. You ain't changed nothing. You just stayed the same person. You 35, 40 years old, still out here showing everything that you got. The comment section, why y'all care so much? Why y'all so sensitive? I don't like any man or woman moving like that. Like, you telling me that y'all can't control your impulses? You can't control your emotions? Not at all. Is that why you never could successfully have a 9 to 5 job, black men? Is that why y'all never go and work at McDonald's or Checkers or Pizza Hut? Is that why y'all would rather stay on the street because you have no discipline? Because you're broken? You don't like authority? You want independence, but your independence comes at the expense of destroying your counterpart. They say body shaming is bad. Body positivity is good until you misinterpret what the whole point of body positivity was actually meant for. Body positivity did not mean that your fat ass should be walking outside in your neighborhood with your double D's out, with your triple A's out, flashing everybody, pretending like you actually have on a whole outfit. It's not an outfit. It is bikini wear. It's some shit you wear at a nude beach. It's something that you wear before the camera start rolling and the man whip his dick out and you begin to give in fellatio. You are not wearing nothing that is appropriate in the public eye. I keep saying that we do this to ourselves. We create the problems that we end up having. Why? Why can't we go anywhere? I be really thinking, damn, all right. Are they having a festival here? They're having something here. Oh shit. Do I even wanna, because I know somebody is gonna get drunk, somebody's gonna be high on pills, or they're gonna come with that one knucklehead ass nigga. They gonna start a chain of events that can't be reversed. It's going to be on the news. And then I'm going to see it. And I'm like, damn, yeah. There we go again. So, see, white people shoot up schools, banks, hockey events, hospitals, baseball games, and shit like that. Black people, we start fights at festivals and clubs and movie theaters and stupid shit. All of it is all interconnected. Everybody is doing something stupid. I'm not going to and put this all on one race or the next, but we're not going to act like this ain't a common thing for us at all. You can't, like, to me, another thing that I want to point out, there's no way in the world that you're in a relationship or you're married. You can't be. My wife, my spouse will never ever leave out the house like that. You are a representation of me. So if you leaving out the house like that and you actually got somebody, I know it's something ain't right there in that house. There's no respect. There's no love there. Even if just for yourself as a black woman, you don't see the issue here. It's like we've been talking about the same shit forever. It seemed like if it ain't one day, it's the next day. It's the same stuff. And I scrolled and I scrolled and I scrolled and I see so many people saying the same things over and over and over again on YouTube, on Twitter, on Facebook. It's the same routine. Why? Why do we keep doing it? Why do we keep saying it? Why don't we listen? Why are we so rebellious? Why are we so hard-headed? Why do we keep playing the victim card? Why do we destroy everything we touch? Why? It ain't just white people saying it, it's us saying it to each other. And then in the comments, they be like, yeah, I feel you. But then you always got one or two that they think you hating. I'm not hating. I'm not hating at all. I'm embarrassed. I know I don't personally move like that, but shit, it's still embarrassing because I'm guilty by association. I got to work 20 times harder to separate myself from that. I love my culture, the culture that does not support obesity, that does not support gun violence, that does not support bullying, that does not advocate for the atrocities that's happening in our government, the ones that advocate for building communities back up and not boarding them up. I'm all for that. I'm not for none of this right here. You somebody auntie, somebody sister, you getting your cheeks clapped in the back seat of a car. Am I tripping? Like, am I the only one that sees something wrong with it? But of course, it's just little old me. So why I care? But this is that spirit. This is that wickedness that's in the word. It's that Sodom and Gomorrah, that Jezebel. So y'all cancel everybody who has an opinion and a voice that opposes your lust and your desires. You want to be a hoe. You want to be readily available to do whatever the hell you want without any consequences. Go out here in the public and be a nuisance to innocent eyes that's going to be corrupted by what they visually see. Hide your hand after you throw the rock. Nobody's supposed to say nothing. We just supposed to be simpatico. You make it harder and harder for black men and black women to do their jobs, to be independent bosses, to put you on. We can't even trust to put you on the team or bring you in business because we don't know how you're going to carry yourself off camera when nothing is rolling. You got to represent my brand. You doing stuff like this. How am I supposed to invest in you? That don't get it twisted. The white women, they nasty as hell too. Most, like I said, these modern women, not all of you, the ones who weren't affected by Dr. Shine Bryan and Shira Seven and Princella, the Queen Maker, and all of them, y'all be out here wild and y'all just as bad. Y'all fought for this. What you wanted to happen was you didn't want nobody to pull out the checks and balances. So now y'all can go out here, be naked. You can be naked as all to your heart's content. You won't get arrested. You'll barely get arrested. You barely get a ticket. You'll barely get assaulted. Well, no, my bad. You're definitely going to get assaulted. But that's what you're asking for, right? You're asking for it without asking for it. You don't want rules. You don't want laws. You don't want nobody to tell you what to do. You want to do whatever you want to do. And so you doing what you want to do is going to get you what you didn't ask for. And then some. That's just how that is. It's like you pour into the universe all this filth. You try to disguise it as independence. You know it ain't independence. You know damn well you having your memory glands out and your viscous innards being highlighted through them shorts. You know damn well none of that has anything to do with you being independent and strong and fighting the oppression because you're so oppressed. You just want to be out here. You want to be out here doing what you want. And now, we went there. We went there. We acted a whole fool. Them white people, they looked at the tapes, them video clips. They saw what was going on. They said, you know what? Yeah, we're going to have to put a stop to this. We're going to have to do something about this. And here's the thing. They changed the dress code. You know that's not going to stop nothing. We hard-headed. I'm not even just talking about black people. We hard-headed. Anybody who wants to be overly sexual and rebellious and you just want to do whatever the hell you want to do because you just like you have this level of autonomy that escapes everybody else, you ain't gonna stop. You can't be told no. Next year, you're gonna go back with something worse on. Y'all gonna go back with more guns. You're gonna go back with more anger, with more hostility. Hell, the people who got into the altercations, I wouldn't be surprised if they all came back just so that they could do that again. If it doesn't spill over off camera, y'all don't learn. We don't learn. Even when you see that these motherfuckers is laughing in your face, my face, and everybody else's, even though you know what's going on in this country, you still gonna go back and do the same stuff. It's like talking to a brick wall. You know, I know. I'm looking at these videos. Y'all caked up. That ain't even a cake. You know how your parents always said, "I got a cake in the oven. Do not go in the kitchen. Don't walk past the stove. Just stay away from the kitchen, or I'm gonna put belt to your butt." Because if you walked in the kitchen while there was a cake in the oven, you know what's going to happen to the cake. I've seen a lot of that. I've seen a lot of that. Yeah, I'm sorry. I gotta be honest. I saw um a lot of deflated cheeks. Y'all had no business wearing that stuff. None. You spilling out of your whole fit, looking like a big bag of Rolos, a Swiss roll. Embarrassing. Standing in line playing games and all that, kids standing behind you with your ass in their face. You don't see nothing wrong with that. You don't feel bad at all. The events is for families, but you still feel like they're wrong for having an issue with your level of lack of empathy towards the overall plight. You're overly being sexual out here in public is causing the freaks to be worse, make them more bold, make them more violent. And then you're influencing these little kids by your suggestive wear. They go home, all they can think about is them ass cheeks and them titties they saw at the event. They 13, 14 years old, 10 years old. They can't get that image out their head. Now they want to see more and more and more. And it's because of you, which I don't care. Because y'all want things to be the way y'all want them. Before long, we're not going to be able to have nothing or do anything. You can throw your own events. Throw your own events and see how well they go. See how much you respect you get from your own people at your events, doing the same thing, dressing the same way around your siblings. Go ahead. I can't stand the hypocrisy and the double standards. All of it is a mess. And the fact that nobody is really trying to challenge it or address it is why I said I need to do this today. I'm gonna move on from it because I know it ain't gonna really change nothing. You're still gonna be out here doing it. You're doing it right now as we speak, and it really don't make a difference. You don't respect what I'm saying. You sure as hell don't respect authority. Why did you go places knowing that you're going to be violent? Why do you go places already prepared to fight and have war or contention with somebody else? It's like it's just ingrained at you automatically. It just switches on for some reason. But I don't see none of you petitioning to get Trump out of office. I don't see none of you petitioning to get the streets cleaned up, get these bastards off the street, shooting up houses and killing teenagers. I don't see y'all doing none of that, but you ain't got no problem going outside with all your stuff out, taking pictures, snapping videos. Oh, look at me. I was here. I was and you got your holding your ass cheek at a certain angle and you're popping it and all that. You good with that? Have a conversation with Jasmine Crockett, or let's talk politics. Let's talk about cleaning up our neighborhoods and getting the IQs of our children back up to a respectable standard, so they don't end up repeating the same things that you've been doing out here, because all they're going to end up doing is becoming you, or you are the product of someone who did the same thing. Like, come on, man. Why do you just, like, I don't get up in the morning and say, oh, today, I think I'm just going to fuck somebody's life up. I think today I'm just going to be miserable and I'm just going to go and ruin someone else's joy. I'm just going to suck the happiness out of everything that they got going on. Something ain't right with you. Something is really off. You need therapy. You too old. You're too old to still be dressing like that. You're too old to still be having that slave mentality. You're too old to still be controlled and manipulated. You're too old to be acting bratish and combative. Grow up. Get over here, you son of a motherfucking piece of shit. Come on, man. I think I'm on a whole different planet sometimes. I think I'm really a oddball. Every race, if you live in a different country, you do not want to live here. Do not come here. Come visit. Don't stay. Do not stay here. The United States, we have rebelled against God. We have rebelled against all that is good. We are a rebellious nation and we want to live according to our own rules. We do not want God at all. We don't. You come here, it's over. That spirit gonna rub off on you, and you're gonna be just like the rest of them. Every word that come out their mouth is bitch, hoe, slut, mf'er. You're gonna be smacking. You're gonna be chewing gum. You ain't gonna have no respect for your men. Your relationships won't last. You might end up drinking and excessively smoking. We really are like we are like horrible. The things that we do, how we influence, how we operate, how we carry ourselves, how we represent ourselves on camera, off camera, in public, whether or not you with your spouse or you buy, like, I don't know. What are we doing? What are we doing? Y'all know, and I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna close out with this. There's an appropriate time and place for everything that we wear. Police officers don't wear their uniform everywhere they go 24 hours a day. Neither do surgeons, firefighters, strippers. If you want to be that archetype of woman, Do it within reason. Do it in your own space. Be responsible. Don't draw other souls into your mess. Nobody telling you can't wear what you want. Do it within reason. Why is that so hard? Oh, you desperate for attention. You looking for a partner. You looking for validation. You chasing something. What are you seeking? What are you looking for? You not just, it's not a Halloween costume. It's not October the 31st, October 30th. That's a family event. They hold fundraisers for kids. What are you doing? We do that shit way too much. We like we be going places dressed so inappropriately for stuff that it ain't like the theme just be off, man. It be hella off.
Bang, 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 bang.
And until y'all ready to humble yourself and realize what the real problem is, we're not going to get nowhere. We're not going to get nowhere. Nothing's going to change for real. I'm going to leave off of here. Y'all going to go back to the comforts of your favorite TV shows, and you're going to do something the next day that's going to be just as bad or worse. And but no, to every man and woman who says something against this, shout outs to y'all, man, because I know I'm just as exhausted from this bullshit as y'all is. But look, man, I'm out. Shout outs to everybody who pulled up, like, share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. New week, new conversations. We got a couple surprises for y'all. Tap in with me tomorrow, Lord willing. Yeah, man. We out. Y'all be easy, drive safe, and don't let the job stress you out, man.
The flow insane. Take my spot, so the range. Shoot my shot with perfect aim. Third degree, that perfect flame. Ain't no sleep, that's the game. Oh, so southern, that's the slang. When they see me, that's the main. Chasing checks and fly like planes. Big old stick, I bought a cane. Flick my wrist and bought the ring. I'm so boss, we're not the same.